Hello and welcome back to my channel. So my name is Carbon or Bunny, and every other week I post about the stuff I've been making. So if you're interested in seeing what a cosplayer slash general crafter with a ton of audacity is up to each week, go ahead and follow for more. So last week, as many of you know, I had a really hard time getting out of an art funk. So I was just having like a really hard time because winter totally sucks and I like just came off of a huge build. Anyway, if you want to hear more about that, just go ahead and check out the other video. It's just me like rambling while making a quilt. So I played a bunch of Pocopia, like a lot of Pocopia, and I decided to finally pull my head out of my butt and be like, okay, I'm gonna make something. So I was looking at the list of things that bother me in my office, and one of them that's really been bothering me is the amount of light that comes into my office. I have like both west and south facing windows that are like pointed directly towards the only white and reflective tabletops that I have, and so it is just like an insanely blinding amount of light that comes in the mornings, and it makes the room really, really hot. And I just like, oh, it's so bright. Oh, It's like that photo of Elon. Like that's me every time I walk into this office when I come up here before noon. Anyways, so I was thinking I want curtains, and I want curtains that are mostly white, but I was thinking about like truck drivers and how like industrial vehicles will have like that like thingy at the top, the like film, the UV protective film at the top of their windows in order to like dim the harshest light coming in through the windshield. I was like, oh, I want to do something like that. And the color palette for this room is already black and brown, and I absolutely love the color palette for reverse dyed t-shirts. But I didn't really want to like buy black cotton curtains, and I didn't want to like buy white ones and then dye them and then bleach them. So I was looking through RitDye's website and I saw this technique. It's a Japanese dyeing technique that's similar to Shibori, and I don't remember what it's called. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna like put it on the screen. I'll put up like the inspo picture I saw too. And it gets this like really pretty pattern that looks like waves, and it's basically just like fan folds in the fabric that you then like tie around a pipe, and then you just like dunk it in the dye, and then you get this really pretty pattern. And I was like, I want that, and I want it to be ombre from the top down, and I want it to be like black is the darkest section that I'm going to do the resist dye with, and then I think I'm going to try and ombre out the brown. We're going to see what the test swatches look like first, but that's like the general plan for what I'm going to do. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bunny, what's all the string for? Hold on. What's string for? These are curtains. So, I I want to make my own curtain ties. I don't know. I like learned tablet weaving last year for my really big Monster Hunter cosplay. I think this is the side the image is going. I don't know. You'll see it. Uh, I did a lot of tablet weaving for my Monster Hunter cosplay, and I just kind of miss it. I want to do more. I really liked just like having an activity to do on the couch while I watch my terrible dating shows. Also, new season of Bridgerton, very good. Was definitely up till 2 a.m. finishing it last night. So really good, really fun. I liked it a lot. Anyways, that's the general plan. That's the general inspiration. I got truck windshield, tie dye to fake a reverse dye, and it's an ombre. Nothing could go wrong here. So, in order to get started, I'm gonna cut off the piece I need for my test swatch, and then we're gonna get dyeing. I've already measured the windows. I think they're 80 inches. I will remeasure it. I'm pretty sure it's 80 inches. These are 98-inch long curtains, so I'm probably gonna cut off only like 12 inches just because I'm paranoid, and I'd rather only cut off 12 inches from one of the curtains. I'd rather cut off less than I need to because I typically like to measure everything once the curtain rod is on the wall, and I'm doing the like slidey do ones from Ikea. I know that's the technical term. Don't worry, guys. I'm doing the slidey ones from Ikea. Oh, that's also where the curtains are from. They're also from Ikea. They're the 100% cotton ones. They've got like a really nice and slubby weave. I have the twill ones downstairs, and I don't like them as much. Those are also, we're getting rid of those soon, so don't worry about. Anyways, sorry, rambling. These are like really slubby cotton curtains from Ikea. I really like their linen curtains, but I wanted something a little bit more opaque for this room and to diffuse the light a little bit more. So I went with this. This is like their medium light opacity. I don't know. I'll put like the product name that I can't pronounce somewhere on screen. Maybe I'll make it dance around. I don't know. You'll find it. So yeah, I'm gonna cut off probably a 12-inch section off of one of these curtains, and then I'll cut it up into like probably a couple little strips. I'm going to scrunch it and then we are going to make some forbidden soup. So, it's soup time. Why did I say that? Oh, God. Okay, so before we get into soup time, I have to fold up my mock-ups. So what you can see me doing here is I'm just kind of doing like 3 different ways to see what I kind of really want out of like the project. You know, I have the clear vision in my head of like what I want, but that doesn't always mean that what I have in my head is actually what I want. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you go in and you do it and you're like, "Oh, the thing in my head doesn't actually work that way," especially whenever you're working with like something new. I don't really do much dyeing. I certainly don't do much tie dyeing or like traditional shibori work or anything. So the idea I have in my head might not be the right one. So for one of them, I'm just kind of like twisting the fabric and like doing my best to tie it up. You can tell I'm really not good at this in the footage. um, I also do like a bunch of rectangle folds and then a triangle one, and then I straight up don't remember what I did for the last one, and I don't have the footage in front of me, but like, it's really just me kind of trying stuff. So after I tied all of these up, oh, also, I did try and tie them around like a wooden stick that I had, like my reference image, and I just couldn't get it to work. I have no idea what I did wrong. It just like wasn't working. So I did something else. So then I went over and I started making some soup for these. I didn't get footage of that because it was like 100% fuck around and find out. And also I didn't want to bring my tripod downstairs because I was lazy. So that happened too. Anyway, so of these 3 that I tried first off, I didn't like the color. I'll have like pictures up, but I'm also like holding them up. I don't know if you're like not looking at your screen or something. I didn't like the colors. I wound up doing like a mix of a brown bath and a black bath. So I took the brown dye that I had and I like soaked them in that first, and like I did like a really big soak. And then I went back and I dunked like less of them in the black dye. And I just didn't like how any of that looked. This is the triangle one. This is the one that I liked the most, and I really didn't like it. I also did this one. This one was more of like this is the one I tied into like a ring shape. So I only dunked the center section in. Mostly because I couldn't figure out how to like tie it well, and I was just kind of like, oh, I'll figure it out later, which is fine. And I didn't wind up liking this one, so it's totally fine that I had no idea what I was doing. And then what was the last one? Oh, the last one was this just like straight up ombre dye. I think this is one that I just kind of like rolled up in a tube and then I just like dunked it. So yeah, that's what I had going on for the first 3. What I learned from the first 3 is that I did not like the stripey look. It was like too hard to do and just like really inconsistent, and I just didn't like the way it looked. So I decided to move away from that and move towards triangles. And so this is the next piece I did. I straight up don't remember. I think this is just brown dye. I think this is just brown dye with like a little bit of black mixed in. And like it looks fine. No, that's not what I did for this. What did I do for this? What did I do for this? I don't know what I did for this. I'm pretty sure it's just brown dye though. And you can see that the brown is like a really pinky undertone, and that wasn't something that I was really going for. Don't get me wrong, the Neapolitan look, totally chill. It's not like it's ugly or anything. It's just like not what I want for me. But yeah, I also realized that I didn't like the wider pleat folds as I was going. I wanted to do something skinnier and I wanted to do something darker. So the last piece I tried was this one, and like this is totally it. This one I did the ombre for. You might not be able to see it all in the frame. But for this one was it. This was the fucking move. This was absolutely the move. I love this one so much. I did really skinny triangles, and then what I did was I just like dunked the like triangle in at an angle. You'll be able to see it in the footage for like the final one that I did. But yeah, so I really like this one, and I don't know how well it's gonna read on camera. It shows up way better like from my angle because it's backlit because I've got like my studio lights on me. But it's got this like kind of like bruised look, and I didn't like it when it first came out, and then I was like, this looks like a xenomorph. However, so I was like, oh, it's got that like xenomorph slime and like the really cool gray tones. Because I didn't like realize that until I moved on to the final ones. I thought I wanted to neutralize the green. I thought it looked a little bit too much like baby poop. And that wasn't really the vibe I was going for. Like, looking at it now, I don't really think it looks like that. It is though, like, much more extreme backlit. I'll see if I can like take a picture or something, or like hang it up in front of my lights, and like these are going to be backlit because they are curtains, and so I can't just like look at them on a table. You know what I'm saying? I have to look at them backlit because that's how they're actually going to be on the wall. And while I did this last one, I also did a mock-up of a pair of shorts. I like traced the shorts I'm wearing, and I made these, and this is a really ugly mock-up. So if you see threads coming off of it, yeah, it's a mock-up. Yeah, it's fine. And I think these turned out really nice. I just did the like scrunchy method. Like I just like inchwormed it up and scrunched it. And I think they turned out really cute, and I'm excited to remake these. I need to like take the pattern. I don't like where the waistband sits on me. I made the waistband too low, but I really like these. I'm gonna make more of these. I think they're really cute, and I'm gonna dye them, and I think I'm gonna start dyeing all of my clothes because, well, I thought it was harder than it is. Dyeing things is actually really easy. Also, okay, I know at this point now probably we've like swapped back to like me talking, not just a voiceover. Yes, I did get braces. Um I got braces in the middle of this video. I should probably talk about that. Yeah, that's also why I don't have much footage. I have some dental trauma, and getting braces has been very, very scary for me, especially because like I've got like 2 rows on the bottom. It's like, please don't zoom in. It's not a good look. We're fixing that. But I was like straight up bedridden with anxiety for 2 days last week because I thought my appointment was earlier than it was. And then my appointment was actually today, the day I'm filming, Monday. I like cried for an hour doing it. I have been like so in knots about getting the dental work fine. It was fine. It was super easy. My doctors are great. It like there was no reason to be crying besides the fact that like I was previously traumatized. Like it's totally chill. So anyways, I have braces now. Prep time leading up to it was really, really hard for me. I was just sick as hell. I was sick as a dog. I was like nauseous for like 3 days straight. Couldn't really stand for a couple days. I was feeling so sick. So, yeah, that's part of why this video is a bit of a mess, at this point. Yeah, I got braces. I'm happy. They match. I got my bands are gonna match my hair, and then when I do cosplays, they're gonna match my cosplay wigs. I'm really excited for that. I'm gonna get purple bands when I do Caitlyn. I'm literally gonna bring swatches into my dental office in like 8 weeks and be like, this is the color we need to do. Not that they can color match the rubber bands, but like I can, pick the one that's closest, and then they can match it, and it'll be super cute. Anyways, that's been a real struggle this week. Whoop. So, oh, also other updates that I like filmed this video like chronologically, and these updates happened after I finished the first one. I was at the mall, and there's a Francesca's going out of business, and I bought mannequins. Oh my god, I'm able to put my cosplays like in the living room now. Because like the mannequin I have, let me get her. I actually don't know how much money she was. She was like a gift, but I'm pretty sure she was like $200 like 10 years ago, so the price has probably gone up. But I got 2 Francesca mannequins for $150. So I got a really good deal on them. I got like I'll insert pictures of them. But I got one that's just like the waist up and like sits on a table, and then I got another full one that like stands. And I want to go back and get 2 more. Because then I can have Monster Hunter, Cagliostro, and Ari all in the living room. That would be so cool. All my cosplays in the living room. Wow. I already have my weapons like on the wall over the door that the dogs used to go out. But now I can have more on display, and that's really fun because like right now they're just like sitting in my closet. Like Cagliostro is in like 3 different closets right now, which makes me feel very guilty. Anyways, I will stop rambling and I will get back to the curtains. Did also dye the yarn for the curtain ties when I was doing these mock-ups. And when I realized that I wasn't doing the color palette that I thought I wasn't doing that like warm brown and black. I realized there's kind of no point in me dyeing the yarn. And then I got like really sick, and I was like, I just don't have time to like do these. So I wasn't able to do that. But so I did the actual curtains. So I did them all at the same time. And I say all of them because I totally spaced and forgot one of them. I only dyed 5 of my 6 curtains. So go me, I guess. I folded them like accordion hot dog way. And then at the same time, because I wanted them to all be even, I did all the triangle folds. Because I also wanted to make sure that I had the same number of triangle folds for each one. Because I didn't want to do like 6 triangle folds for one of them and only floor for the other one, and then like the gradients all messed up. So that's another reason I did them all at the same time, because I just don't have the memory to like do them the same if I do them in batches. I'm hoping the last one I do like at least kind of matches. I did all the triangle foldies at the same time. I tied them up, and then I had a rhythm going to it where I would put one in. I would set the 10-minute timer because I only did it for 10 minutes. And what I did for these was it was the most amount of water that could fit in the kettle that I have downstairs and like not boil over. So I did that for all of them. And then I did 3 spoonfuls of dye. I don't know what size dye measure I have. It's just the one that's like next to the dye sink of black. And then I hadn't yet realized that I wanted to keep the green, and so I neutralized it with a pink because it's on the opposite side of the color wheel, so it should make it like a little brown. And so I did like half a scoop of pink in order to just neutralize it a little bit. I think I did a little bit too much of the pink, but it's totally fine. They all look matchy-matchy. It's not a big deal. Yeah, and then I would soak one of them. I would start the 10-minute timer, and then I would like continue prepping the other one. So I would like tie another one. I would get the next pot of water boiling. I would measure out the dye. I would get the next pot going. And then I would, once the 10 minutes was up, I would like rinse that one out a little bit, and then I would start the 10 minutes for the next one, and then start prepping for the next one. So I kind of always had 3 going at the same time. I tried to rinse them really, really well. It's hard to get all of the dye out in the first pass. So I did as much as I could, and then they all got washed twice in a row in the washing machine. And then the next load that goes in the washing machine is towels. And that's really, really important because the last time I did that with the towels, all the towels got dyed pink because I was dyeing stuff pink. So definitely if you don't want to dye your like regular clothes, do like 2 washes, and then do like, I washed the puppy towels because those like the puppy towels I have for the dogs are like, I think those towels are older than I am, and like people in my family have been using them to bleach and dye their hair for 30 years. So like, they can be whatever color they need to be. They started out black. Half of them aren't black. Half of them still are. It's like, anyway, they're like the rag towels for the house. I'm not using the like cute display towels for the guest bedroom. You know what I mean? You just want to like make sure it's something that can get dye on it. So yeah, I did that. And then I took them out. I dried them, and they look great. I hung them up in the living room. The rail system I want to use was sold out at Ikea when I went last week, so I haven't had a chance to pick that up. So they won't be on rods in my office because I just like don't really like the look of curtain rods. Like there's nothing wrong with them. I just like don't really want it for my space. I want it to be like sleek and modern, and you can't see the seams because I'm edgy. What do you want from me? And so yeah, I think they look really good. They're a little less even than I thought they would be because I picked like the 3 that were the most even and that I liked the most out of the 5 that I did. But I don't really care. I think they look really good. I'm really happy with them. I think they look really cute. It was like not quite the vision I had going for them, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be like the picture I had in my head. The picture I had in my head turned out ugly in real life. So like, I'm glad they didn't turn out the way I wanted them. And that's also why it's so important to do mock-ups, because like sometimes you do it and it's just like, I don't know what I was thinking, but that ain't it. So I'm really happy with how they turned out. I'm like still so giddy that I got dress forms. Oh my god, I'm so happy about that. And then I made these cute shorts, and they fit me pretty good. They aren't great. They're definitely like, I'll wear these under like a big t-shirt. I'll lampshade with them. Oh my god, did that just date me? Oops. Anyway, I'll lampshade with them. That's what I got. I don't know. It was like a really productive but also a really unproductive week because I felt horrible all week. But that's okay because I feel a lot better now, and having braces is fine so far, I guess. I don't know. I've literally had them for like not even 12 hours. I'm still terrified to eat. I'm like really afraid to eat. But I'm sure it'll get better, and I'm sure I'll have like a little bit of an update. Also, I'm sorry that I have like a lisp now. Or I don't know, I can hear that it's different. I'm sure it'll be like really jarring in the video because it's gonna be like a voiceover. I'm rambling. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, I hope you had a better week than I did. I hope all your crafts are going well, and I'll see you next time.